Hello guys, today we prepare a French brioche. Sorry for my pronunciation, probably in French is even worse than in English. Plus, in the specific, we will do the Parisian brioche. I will do this recipe for Jeanette. So watch the video until the end, because if we are lucky, she will test it for us. And will be a really tasting, because she is grow up in France. Plus, for the people that love the cats, many ask me about the white cats, if it's a real one. No, it's fake. Now I put also the gray one, so they can stay together and watch both outside of the window. Okay, coming back to the recipe, very important things. Many people ask me, please can you put the ingredients in cups, spoon? For the pastisserie, especially the French one, is always better to use the gram, because it's very important to follow of the proportion of the recipe. If you change something, probably the result will be awful. So if you follow the recipe and after you modify something and you complain, it's not my fault. Okay, coming back to the recipe. Eggs, 3 medium eggs, but if you check in grams is better, is 150 grams of eggs, 60 grams of milk, 55 grams of sugar, 5 grams of dry yeast. If you use the fresh one, maybe is 12, 15 grams. But again, with the yeast, it's not a problem. If you put less yeast, you need more time for your dough to raise up, to grow. 400 grams of flour. If you use a Manitoba flour, is always the best. More gluten of the flour, better is it for this kind of recipe. 7 grams of salt, 10 grams of honey that I put already with the sugar, and 150 grams of butter. You cannot see the butter because it's still in the fridge. Here in Thailand it's too hot. After we will put the butter in the dough, and the butter should be cold directly from the fridge, because we need to mix before that he melted. And if you like a little bit of other flour or taste, you can scratch a little bit of lemon peel and put a pinch of vanilla sugar. Okay, now I will put the yeast in the milk. Some people ask me the milk should be hot, cold, or room temperature. Something very important to know, that the yeast works very well at 25 Celsius degree. So if you warm up your milk and after you add the yeast, you kill it. Plus here there is 30 Celsius degree, so already it's too hot. So in a country that is very hot, you can use cold milk and also the eggs directly from the fridge. If you live in Norway, for example, there is different people that follow the channel from Norway, it's better if you take the eggs at room temperature and also the milk. Okay, I put all the ingredients together. Now we should work the dough very well until the dough is elastic. I am no more close to the window because now the sun was directly on my dough, So the important thing is to keep the temperature around 25 degrees. If we work under the sun, it's too hot for our yeast. Plus, not only the salt can kill the yeast, but also the sugar. So it's always better or to work very fast the dough, or if we do with the hand, it's better to avoid that the salt and the sugar get in contact with the yeast, especially in the beginning. After that the yeast is rehydrated or mixed with the milk and with the eggs, we can also mix with the sugar. So try to follow my step when you put the ingredients together. Also the cat moved near this window. See you later. Okay, our dough is, we can say, ready for the batter. Now we take the batter directly from the fridge, should be cold, especially if you are in Thailand like me. In hot country, you cut a small slices, you put on the dough and you close the dough on the batter. Don't worry, now I will show you what is going on inside the container here. And after you close, you need to work later the dough very well. If you have the machine, it's more easy. You cut the piece, you throw inside, and when you cannot see anymore the butter, you can add more butter. Okay, our dough is ready. I spent at least 25 minutes to put the butter piece little by little. And now our dough is ready. Now I will put here inside. I will cover with a plastic wrap and we should wait that the dough become the double. Remember that here there is 30 Celsius degree and I use 5 grams of dry yeast. Okay, after 1 hour and 10 minutes, our dough is already grown more than the double. Now we should smash a little bit the dough, close again with the plastic wrap and store it in the fridge, minimum or at least 8 hours. But I will leave inside the fridge all the night. And tomorrow morning I will bake my French brioche or French brioche, Parisian brioche. Up to you. First of all, we need to oil our small baking pot with a little bit of butter. I do this in advance and after I will take my dough from the fridge. because the big enemies or the big problem when you do this kind of brioche, also the croissant, you can see here the link if you want to do the French croissant at home, is always the high temperature, because when you remove your dough from the fridge, the butter start melting and is a big problem. So if you prepare everything in advance, it's better, and after you take the dough. A top made with wood is the best, so I will use this wood border. Prepare also some flour to clean your finger. I will do 4 Parisian brioche, and with the remaining dough I will add some chocolate chips, and we make some chocolate chips brioche, but you can put inside raisin or other things, up to you. So let's take the dough from the fridge. Okay, now we should do a ball like 60 grams. So you can check one and try to do the other, the same dimension. More or less they should be the same, will be easy to cook them. Because if you make one small and one big, the one small will burn and the big one will remain raw or really white. So if we do the same dimension, it's better. You need to make a ball like this. After we put a little bit of butter, a little bit of flour on the top here, and now we give the shape to our ball like the Parisian brioche. So you should do like this. So from a ball become a cylinder like this. After with the hand you make the head, and now we should give the shape. I put again a little bit of flour, it not stick on the top, and we need to do like this. Now you turn the head like this, a little bit, and after you put in the small pot, like, okay, like this, you see? Now we should wait at least 1 hour, because the dough needs to rise again. When the dough is the double, we will bake it, but before we need to brush with the egg and the milk, but I'll show you later. With the other ones, now we'll do 4 of these. With the other ones, I will add the chocolate chips. So let's see how to do it with the chocolate chips. You take the chocolate chips like this. You work the dough a little bit, shape again, and after we put on a tray with a baking paper. If you notice that they are not well spread, you can mix again the dough. Don't worry, it's like a game, but you should be fast. And voila. Okay, now I go ahead, see you in 1 hour when our brioche, they are already raised up. See you later. After 1 hour and 10 minutes, you can see that our brioche already raised up. Now I take 1 tablespoon of milk and 1 yolk. You mix together, and after we brush, we will brush our brioche. And after, we should bake it in the oven preheated at 180 Celsius degrees for more or less 18 minutes. Be careful, when they start to be dark, they are ready. Don't cook the brioche too much, if not they will be dry. And also be careful when you put your brioche in the small pot like this one, because for example I put this one in the wrong position and now it's growing in this direction. This one is perfect in the center. Okay, let's see the final result. After 18 minutes at 180 Celsius degree, our brioche are baked. Also the color, I think, is very nice. To have a nice color, after 9 minutes, you can put a piece of baking paper on the top of your brioche like this until the end. And after, you will have this beautiful color. Now they are too hot, but I want to remove especially this one, they are inside the pan, and put on a tray. And after maybe 15 minutes, you can eat it. So see you later to taste our French brioche. Okay, remember that the French brioche, they are not so sweet. It's like kind of bread, pan brioche. So you cut in 2 pieces, you put a little bit of butter, I prefer pieces of butter, and a strawberry jam. You can find the recipe here on the channel. Spectacular. And also you can see they are very soft. Okay, let's try the one with the chocolate chips. Spectacular with the chocolate inside. Very, very yummy because the chocolate melts in your mouth. Plus, this one is still, they are still warm because it's before I bake the Parisienne and after I bake the one with the chocolate chips. Okay guys, remember to subscribe to the channel, to leave me a like it, to watch all the other videos, to share this video with your friends. For any question, down in the comments. Plus, here you can find all the kind of pastisserie in French style, like croissant, pain au chocolat, pain aux raisins. I don't know how to say it. Sorry. Bye bye.